Good afternoon, welcome to our live show. Hello, welcome to our live show. This afternoon we had a guest very important. He is a poet, he is a writer, and also he is an amazing actor, William Shakespeare. Hello, William Shakespeare.
Hello, thank you for inviting me here.
How are you?
I'm very good, and you?
I'm good. First one, we are going to talk about his life. And where were you born?
I was born in England in the year 1564, and I am going to die in the year 1616 when I am 52 years old.
How was your family growing up?
I have 3 younger brothers and 2 younger sisters, one of which died as a child.
Are you married?
Yeah, I got married when I was 18 years old. My wife's name is Anne Hathaway, and we have 3 children.
And how was your working life in London?
First, I started acting for a company called the Lord Chamberlain's Men, and then I started to write plays.
And how many plays did you write?
I wrote about 38 plays revolving around several main themes: histories, tragedies, comedies, tragicomedies, and I also wrote over 150 short and long poems.
How would you describe your writing style?
My early plays were written in the conventional style of the day, with elaborate metaphors and rhetorical phrases that didn't always align naturally with the story, plot, or characters. However, I tried to be very innovative, adapting the traditional style to my own purposes and creating a freer flow of words with only small degrees of variation. I primarily use a metrical pattern consisting of lines of unrhymed iambic pentameter or blank verse to compose my plays. At the same time, there are passages in my plays that deviate from this and use forms of poetry or simple prose.
William, and thanks to be here. Let's take a look to our team introduction to one of the most famous comedies, A Midsummer Night's Dreams.
Theseus and Hippolyta await their wedding, which is going to be within 4 days. Aegeus wants to give her daughter Hermia to Demetrius for him to marry her, but she's in love with Lysander. Hermia and Lysander decide to elope.
Let's meet tomorrow in the forest and escape from the city.
Yes, my love.
A group of people get together to decide their roles in a play they are going to perform in Theseus and Hippolyta's wedding.
You are going to be Pyramus, and you are going to be Thisbe.
The fairy queen and the king hate each other. The king, over and jealous of the queen Titania for having her cure, a very particular human child, decides to poison her with love for a flower in order to make her give him the child. Some of the love poison accidentally goes for Lysander, making him fall in love with Helena, and despite Hermia.
The group of actors rehearse their play in the forest where Titania is sleeping. Robin, the mischievous spirit, turns one of the actor's head into a donkey's head, which makes the other actors run away in fear. Titania wakes up and falls in love with this actor called Bottom.
Oberon tried to fix the mistake and ended up twisting everything even more. Everyone fell in love with the wrong person.
The King Oberon and the Spirit Robin disappeared the magic that made the characters fall in love with the wrong people, and now they all feel everything was just a weird dream.
The night where the new moon rises comes, and the wedding of Theseus and Hippolyta, Demetrius and Helena, Alexander and Hermia takes place, and to entertain Duke and the other people getting married, a group of workmen from Athens performed a play to them. The play is a tragedy about a couple of lovers who make an appointment in the night. The girl is scared by a lion and runs away, leaving her cloak behind. When the man arrives to the place, he only sees her clothes and assumes the girl is dead, and then he commits suicide. When the girl comes back and sees her lover dead, she kills herself too.
And now we have here a history expert. We are going to tell us a little bit about the context in which the play was written.
This play was written by William Shakespeare, who lived during the Elizabethan era. The Elizabethan era, as you might already know, is the epoch in the Tudor period of the history of England in which the Queen Elizabeth I reigned. Historians often depict it as the Golden Age in English history. The Elizabethan age was marked as a renaissance that inspired national pride through classical ideals, international expansion, and naval triumph over the Spanish, at the time a rival kingdom much hated by the people of the land. This golden age represented the apogee of the English Renaissance and saw the flowering of poetry, music, and literature. The era is most famous for theatre, as William Shakespeare and many others composed plays that broke free of England's past style of theatre. With William Shakespeare at his peak, as well as Christopher Marlowe and many other playwrights, actors and theaters constantly busy, the high culture of the Elizabethan Renaissance was best expressed in its theatre. Historical topics were especially popular, not to mention the usual comedies and tragedies.
By the time of Elizabethan literature, a vigorous literary culture in both drama and poetry included poets such as Edmund Spenser, whose verse epic The Faerie Queene had a strong influence on English literature, but was eventually overshadowed by the lyrics of William Shakespeare, Thomas Wyatt, and others. Typically, the works of these playwrights and poets circulated in manuscripts from some time before they were published, and above all the plays of English Renaissance theatre were the outstanding legacy of the period. The works of this period are also affected by Henry VIII's Declaration of Independence from the Catholic Church and technological advances in science and cartography, which are reflecting generally non-religious themes and various shipwreck adventures of Shakespeare. That's all for the historical context. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching us, and see you soon.